you lose it, you never win.
Oh, boy!
That stuff is
Yeah! Showtime! Woo! 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 Styling and profiling. It's live and in color. Woo!
Woo! The Bills now are 8-2. Mr. Mikey, welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am your host, Tommy, and next to me is my main man, Mr. Mikey, also known as the Apex Man. Mr. Mikey, we put up 30, but it was an ugly 30, but we got the job done, and all that counts is that dub. So your thoughts on the game?
It started out, first, the defense played their ass off. I got to give the defense credit. We gave up a ton of freaking rushing yards like we always do, but we made big plays, and we took the ball over. And when you do that, you win. It was ugly to start for the offense. It got better as the game goes, like it normally does. Didn't really understand the game plan to start on offense. Seemed like they really wanted to rely heavily on Josh without a bunch of weapons, which made no sense to me. I thought we would come out and run the ball more. And then, we started to see that more in the second half than we did the first half. Cook ended up with 19 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. Josh was 22 of 37 for 280. No touchdowns, 2 picks. I didn't really understand the what we were trying to do early, but when you win by 10 and you drop another 30 spot, hard to complain.
Yeah, hard to complain, man. I'll take that dub. And yeah, I see Spin comment on Cook. Listen, man, I still don't think Cook had like an unbelievable game. The Colts defense is not the greatest. I'm just saying. But listen, Cook had a good game. He didn't have a great game. I don't think any player today on offense had a great game. Even Josh Allen struggled at times today with his throws. But yeah, I'll give credit where credit is due. I thought in the beginning, I'll say this. James Cook, I thought, was running really hard to start the game. And maybe this is on Brady for going away from the run, because when Cook got the ball back later, when we decided to start running again, Cook was a little off there, right? So, listen, I get it. Running backs, man, you got to get them the ball early and you got to keep it going, right? Like, that's how they build, rhythm and all that stuff. So, but I thought he did. I thought he played well, no doubt about it. Josh Allen struggled today a little bit at times, and that could also be because he doesn't have a lot of weapons out there. 1, 2, there was some passes that was definitely his fault. I know you missed one of them.
The first one.
Yeah, definitely his fault on that one. And I just felt like the deep passes are still a problem for Josh.
He hit Cook.
I don't understand. No, I know, but
not
he
Cook,
makes
but
some.
He hit Knox.
He hit.
He just can't seem to connect with Kincaid.
No, but he's had other receivers this year that's been open and he misses. He missed MVS a couple times too. I don't know if it's mechanics again. Because remember in 2020 when he corrected it, he was hitting them. I mean, he was hitting those deep passes like nothing, and then he kind of slowed down a little bit. He's either underthrowing it or overthrowing. Like he has to get better at that. He was wide open. No, you can't miss that throw.
Somehow throws off. He was off today. Let's just call
it
a spade a spade.
That's what I mean.
He was just off today.
And at dome stadiums too, so there's no excuse for like it's not windy or rainy. Even if they had it partially open, it wasn't.
He was rushed today. Lot of free runners at him, a lot of pressure on him all day today. So he sped up his clock, and I think that messed with his accuracy. I really do.
Yeah. But he did come up clutch in some moments.
It wasn't good.
No, the whole line was shaky. I didn't think they were terrible. They were, but I thought
they were terrible.
I have to go back and watch the film. But
go back and watch it. Josh is pressured on almost every drop back.
I'll have to watch. I didn't see that on every drop back. I thought he did have some time, and some of them was just his wrongdoing, his bad decision making or bad throws. But I get it. They weren't perfect by any standard. They may not even been good. I just don't know if they were terrible.
I don't know.
Oh no, for sure. No, he was wide open. It was an easy touchdown. There was a touchdown.
Yeah.
7 off the board. You can't miss that throw though. Like
but you can't.
That's extremely open. No, I know he did.
You can, and he did. And it's not the first one, and it won't be the last one, unfortunately.
No, I know. But if we blame other players for dropping passes, I'm going to blame Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it goes both ways.
Yeah, I want to go back and hit X's comment. It says, Cook is such a good back. Let's be real with his running gritty today. I don't dislike him. I respect him. My issue with Cook is he drops big plays. My issue isn't so much even in the run game. My issue with Cook is in the pass game and his inability to hold on to big plays.
Yeah, Cook's a good back. I don't listen. No one's ever said
he's a top 5 back.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think any. Listen, I've never seen any Bills Mafia, at least from what I've seen, bash him to the point where it's like get him out of town. He's that bad. Like Cook is a good running back. I just don't think he's. And I keep saying the word dynamic. I just don't think he's a well-rounded, like what you want in a running back. Like every trait is there, and I get it. It's not a lot of running backs don't have that. Like I understand that, but I'm just being honest when it comes to James Cook and why I don't think he'll be back after his rookie contract. So you guys can like him as much as you want, but that and also we don't pay running backs. I understand that point. But however, Mikey, I will say this: if we did find a dynamic, let's say you got lucky, found yourself a running back in the draft that worked out, that was everything you want in a running back. I do believe they would pay to keep him around if he was that dynamic. It would be silly to let him go.
Jonathan Taylor, Saquon,
that's what I'm saying. Like he's
Kamara, one of those guys. Okay, yes. I can see them paying up, but correct. I really don't see us getting because we're not going to spend the money.
I don't either.
You're not going to spend the draft capital on that.
I don't either. I just said get lucky in the draft because there is sometimes there's a player or two, even receivers, tight end that go late in the draft and work out to be really, really good. So, but either way, look, man, Cook did his job today. That's what we want. Cook did his job today.
I want to hit Triggs real quick. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Samuel needs no more targets. I don't understand what he's saying. I thought Samuel did well today. Brady has struggled using outside receivers. See how MVS played today. See how he's being used. Just proves Brady struggles using it. Listen, guys, we dropped 30. We're not going to like everything.
We dropped 23. I'm just saying. Okay.
We scored 23. We're not
I get it.
On a C game. We're not going to like everything our coach is doing. I think Bills Mafia has a really misunderstanding of we want everything perfect all the time. There is zero room for mistakes or errors or growth.
Okay. I'm with you on that. Like I understand, but I think that's every fan base for the most part.
Yeah, because I was talking to my brother and he was cussing out the 49ers.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, it's not us. It's everybody.
I think
it's easy to get into your, have this narrative that they need to be perfect all the time.
I'm not in that. I don't think I'm in that category, like where they need to be perfect. I get that, no one's perfect.
You were cussing up Joe Brady pretty good today.
Yeah, Joe Brady, he deserves to be at times, Mikey. Like I'm gonna also be real. Like I can't be like, oh man, Joe, like that's not on. Everything's great. Joe Brady's calling a perfect game. Like I can't do that. Like I'm gonna tell you how it is. And if even it's just an opinion, you could, and like you said, hey man, I don't agree with that, and that's fine. That's what makes this fun.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, look, we beat a Colts team that was an okay team. They're not very good. Let's be real. They're with a 39-year-old quarterback. I'm just saying, like they were missing pieces, receivers. Like, okay, we won. I get it. But when we go against better teams, that can't happen. You can't play like that. And this is not a sustainable like way to win games. Like you can't go on making those mistakes. You can't go on calling plays the way Joe Brady does at times. Like you have to be better, especially against the best teams in the NFL. We've already seen what happens when we went against a really good opponent in the Ravens, right? We didn't look good. Now I get it. That's a whole team loss. A lot, and that can happen, right? I understand that. But now we got a rough stretch ahead, right? We got the Chiefs. We got the 49ers. We got the Rams. We got the Lions. I don't care about. I'm just saying. They're still 8-0, whatever record they are, 9-0 now.
Yeah.
They're still undefeated. They are still Super Bowl champions, and they still are the team to beat. And the 49ers are a Super Bowl contending team. They went to the Super Bowl last year. The Rams have already proven they can win a Super Bowl, which they did. And the Lions are one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. You can't play that way. You got to improve. And look, man, I understand it's personnel too, Mikey. I get it. But that's why I go back to why didn't we make some kind of moves in the trade deadline to improve the team? And you said it's a reset year. And yeah, it maybe is. But for me, it's never a reset year if you have Josh Allen. It should never, ever be. I get it. It's not. I get it. But I never. I'm saying me. My thought. I never go into a season. I'm just saying. I get where you're going with the money, but I never go into a season going, well, it's a reset year. We're going to suck under Josh, Josh Allen.
I didn't say we're
reset year. Who cares?
It was a reset year from a money standpoint. I understand why he couldn't make a move, and that was my point. We're getting pissed at him for signing these people to extensions too early, but you're like, we always can find a way to make that move. So we go out and we sign someone. It doesn't work. Now we're bashing them for signing them too early because we to make a move.
We made bad free agent signings in the offseason that aren't working. Surely that's on him. You have to put some blame on him because of the cap, clearly. I'm not saying Diggs is his issue, but we also can't go, well, we're out of money, but we have these really good players that we sign, and we get it. We don't have any impactful players on offense except for Josh Allen currently as we sit. I'm talking about impactful. Like, teams are like, damn.
You don't think Shakir's impactful?
Not at this moment. Not at the stage of his career. I'm talking about when you go against a team's like, damn, we got to really watch this guy. Maybe Shakir's heading in that direction, and Cook may be on the teeter as well. But I don't think any defense really fears the Buffalo Bills offense besides Josh Allen, what he can do as a quarterback, right? And he can make his receivers look better than they are. Come on, man. Matt Collins is benefiting from Josh Allen. Just throwing that out there. Like you know what I'm saying? Like him buying time. I'm just saying, look, man, you got to put a little bit of blame. The blame goes around the room, right? So if we have a cap problem, that usually falls onto why do we have that cap problem? Who do we bring in here? What bad moves did we? And look, I get it. We just said this. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay, then he made a mistake. We got to at least admit to that, correct? Like we are where we're at because he signed some bad players. And by the way, MVS gone. Mike Edwards gone. 2 signings, totally wasteful. Curtis Samuel finally, Mikey, today, I am happy that they finally got him involved, but he's playing hurt, right? I think they actually came out and said he's kind of still hurt, right? So that's why he hasn't been involved so much in the offense. But either way, man, it's not been the picks that the additions we added this offseason, even with the minimal amount of money we had to spend, were bad selections or are not working out.
Okay.
All right. If you think they are, then they are. I guess Edwards worked out.
It's not that
I guess MVS is great. He's not on the team.
It is what
signing?
it is.
No?
Listen,
okay.
Was it a bad signing? Yes. I didn't like the signing when we first had it. Like,
right. I mean,
I understand why they made it. I didn't like it. You know, we also didn't like that they traded Stephon Diggs and got rid of his $31 million.
But you understand that.
Okay, but I understand it.
You understood it.
You know what I mean?
But you understood MVS. There's no way no one understood MVS. I didn't.
No, I understood why they were trying to get more because they were bringing in MVS for the playoffs.
And I get that part, right?
He just never clicked.
I get it. I get it.
You know, they were trying to bring in, you know, veterans who had playoff experience because we didn't have a lot of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. But even the guys on the, okay, so let's go. Okay, let's go to the guys that we have currently.
Okay,
right?
We are completely ignoring the chat, just so you know.
No, go. You're in charge of chat. Go for it.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to cut you off.
Oh, okay, no, it's fine. You come in. Go.
Every week we didn't play our best. This is our offense, and it's not a Super Bowl winning offense. It's just not. Okay, like we are
not at this point. Not where
we are 8-2.
Yes,
8-2.
The record is great, but that doesn't mean
we
that
haven't gotten to the playoffs yet. So how can you say we're not a Super Bowl winning offense? Did you
because
watch
we haven't?
Did you watch Kansas City today?
Yeah, I did.
Did that look like a Super Bowl winning offense?
They have a better defense than us.
Okay, but did it look like a Super Bowl winning offense? That was the question.
They look like a Super Bowl well-rounded team, better than ours.
If
with
they
a better
weren't
coaching,
defending Super Bowl champions, would you think that was a Super Bowl winning team?
On offense, I would say no, but defensively, I would say yeah, they're pretty tight. They're pretty good. They're the way they hold teams to under a certain amount of points every week. It seems like. Yeah, I would say, you know what? Their offense isn't. You know what I would say? I would say, man, you know what? Their offense isn't clicking right now, but their defense is sure making up for it. And I trust that they'll get it right when it comes down to it, because they have Mahomes, they have Kelsey, they have Andy Reid.
That's your issue.
Well, yeah, because I've seen it before, Mikey. I've seen it. We've all seen it. They have multiple Super Bowls already. Multiple. We have yet to figure that out. Like, we're not a well-rounded team. Our defense is good, not great. You don't think? Would you say?
No, I'm laughing at. Laughing
okay.
at the comment. Spence says, "Mikey, how long have you been working with Tommy? You think he's ever going to stop talking?"
It is what it is. Listen, man, you guys. I don't go by record. I go by play.
Listen,
man.
We're in the middle of the season. I will save my comments for how we are when we're at the end of the season,
and
how we do in the playoffs.
Well,
at the end of the day, that's all that this thing seems to be judged by.
Of course,
we do in the playoffs. So I'm not going to bash them for being 8-2 and because they don't look like they're a well-oiled machine. I don't need them to be a well-oiled machine today. So I need them to be a well-oiled machine going into the playoffs.
But our track record tells us the playoffs have been, yeah.
Our track record also tells us that we have, all pro safeties and things, and it's a completely different defense on that side of the ball.
Not anymore. We don't have all pro safeties now.
Exactly. It's
okay.
But I'm saying the way they played their defense in the playoffs was different than what they're going to have to play their defense in the playoffs this year.
I get it. Also, we have guys. Just curious, why are we calling guys up from the practice squad? Not even
because I don't think they thought Samuel was going to play either, so they called KJ up. And
then, forget Hamler. But what about Shavers
and Virgil? Shavers at least got a target. Virgil did nothing. I didn't see
you're right.
Once.
No, neither did I. Didn't even see him doing pre. He wasn't even running sideline to sideline today. I didn't even see him do a pre. Did you see pre-snap motion? Nothing. So at least why can't you? By the way, I didn't see many pre-snap motions today. There was a few. I think Shakir did one. Or maybe two, but there wasn't a lot of that either. We went away from that.
It was a very, very please cut Tommy on that. It's to be honest, I think we can beat Kansas City. I think we can beat anybody. It's a week-to-week league.
Of course we can. If you got Josh Allen, though, I'm just saying that's what was my point earlier. If you got Josh Allen, to never reset you. Of course you can. I'm confident every Sunday, guys. I pick the Buffalo Bills to win. Every Sunday. I have not yet picked this team to lose on a Sunday. And maybe that's the homer in me, or maybe that's just me going, you know what? I think we can win. I don't care who we got. We got Josh Allen. However, that doesn't mean I don't think we have holes and we have some really bad decision making, like leading up to the game. Like, I have to call it how it is. I can't just sit back here and be like, bro, we are fucking good. You see it? 8-2 guys, 30-20. Like, bro, there was.
I'm not saying you can't call out the holes. What I would like to see a little bit more out of you is some of the positive things that you're seeing. We
Listen,
just won
it's
30-20, and I have not heard you say one good thing yet about this team.
today was. I'm going to be honest with you. It didn't feel like 30. It did not feel like a 30-point game. I watched it just like everyone else here did. It was very sloppy offense out the gate. By the way, they interviewed McDermott or whatever prior to the game, and our goal was to start off hot on offense, to get out the gate. Run. That was clearly not the case. Terrible, by the way, and we had good field position as well. Came out with 3 points on four possessions. That's not how you start off a game. So yeah, it was a sloppy 30-point game. Listen, man, I think we did enough to get the job done today. We beat a team we were supposed to beat. I didn't see anything out of that game that got me where I'm going to come on here and be like, bro, man, did you see like this guy stepped up today? Whoo, wow. I would say Taylor Rapp and Teron Johnson were my standout players today.
I would say Von Miller. Von Miller in the run.
Von Miller was good today. You're right. Von Miller was
for them.
Yeah, Von Miller and Rousseau. I
yeah.
felt like played. So really more so on the defense than anything.
On the offense, I thought Mac Hollins was good today.
I think Mac Hollins was really smart today, and he played good.
He was good. He was 4
sound,
for 86. Yeah,
and he was smart. Yeah.
I thought Shakir was his average self. He was 6 for basically 60.
Right.
You know,
Which is great. Right. Kincaid got hurt, which sucks.
Listen,
by the way, that's another problem.
Samuels was the best he's ever been. He was 4 for 35.
Absolutely. I like that they targeted him early. I was cool with it. They weren't giving him some bullshit targets like quick screens. Like they're actually giving him routes to run. So I was cool with that, but I still think he's not right, and that's probably why. But maybe he's starting to feel better. Maybe that's why they opened it up more today for him. I'm just throwing that out there. It's very possible.
Yeah. I liked that they were. Listen, everyone's going to try to blame someone from that second Josh pick. Listen, the dude made a great fucking play.
No, that was a great interception. I can't even fault. I'm not even faulting. Yeah, I'm not faulting Allen. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad decision. It wasn't a bad route. It was just a really great play. The dude caught the back half of the ball.
No, I get like sometimes you have to tip your cap to the defender.
Yeah.
Like they get paid too, right? To make plays like that.
I don't think Curtis Samuel's awful. I just don't think we've used him the best way. But we also haven't been healthy.
Right. I get it.
You know,
I never said. First of all, wait. I never said Bean is a bum. I never said McDermott was a bum. That's so you could spin it how you want to spin it. I never said that. Never at all. I told you my feelings about Sean McDermott. Right. I said he's a good regular season head coach. I said he deserves credit for turning the team around. But he also fails in the playoffs, and that's my major problem with Sean McDermott. It has nothing else to do with anything else. Now he makes mistakes. Of course, just like a lot of coaches do, that he has yet to figure out why he continues to make the same mistakes, like calling timeouts, like unnecessary timeouts, like today. I'm just throwing that out there. And Bean, I like Bean. I do. And no GM's perfect. I never bash Bean, but I'm going to call it how it is. He's made mistakes. And that's okay. Like, I'm just throwing it. If it was you, Spen, you would say they're the best ever. Bean has made zero mistakes, the best ever, and Sean McDermott is the best coach in the NFL today. Like, that's not true. And I can't sit back and say that's true.
My issue with McDermott is in crunch time. He makes just horrible decisions when the game's tight. And we've seen it this year as well. Like, he never learned from the 13-second game. It still happens. That's my only issue with McDermott. Is when the game gets tight, he gets tight, and he can't figure out how to untighten his fingers. Like
the Hail Marys spin. Yeah. I mean, you want to rushing too. You want to
rushing,
throwing that out there,
having your defensive ends
on the edge,
right?
Right. Like, come on, Smith. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. You should. He's a defensive-minded head coach making a huge mistake on defense.
13 seconds. Man. Made huge mistake on defense.
Right.
Roy, I'm ashamed to say I did pick the Colts to win today. Roy, shame on you.
Yeah. I never do that.
Seriously, yeah. Michelle will say something about give me something positive today, Tommy. Give me something positive.
I said it. I thought Taylor Rapp. I thought Teron Johnson, Von Miller. Like I thought our defense.
Give me something positive on offense.
I thought on offense. Okay.
Give me something positive on offense.
I thought James Cook ran good today. Thought he was good. God, our offensive line was not very good today. Though I didn't think they were terrible. God, something positive on offense. I thought that 2-minute drive was good at the end of the first half to get 3 points. For real. That was good. Am I not wrong?
We still scored 23 points, and we would have won 23-20, even if we wasn't get the pick six. You still can't find something positive to say about our offense.
I said the defense. The offense. I just said the 2-minute drive was good. By the way, though, like we got bailed out on that too, though. On that, I think it was was it a call or something? I forget what happened on that penalty on them. There was something that happened on that drive. I thought there was. Oh no, it was Josh Allen being Josh Allen. It was a scramble out
on that deep one down to Matt Collins.
Yes, the Matt Collins who got out. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Cook played well. I thought our offensive line struggled. When we talked about our keys to the game, it was the offensive line, it was the defensive line. I thought they both got dominated. The fact that we won this game being dominated offensive within the trenches is actually a credit to this team just finding a way to win.
I get it. And you know what, man? Maybe this is the game too. And by the way, Dalton Kincaid got hurt today. Not good. Yeah. Hopefully it's nothing bad because he did try to go back out there, guys, but he took himself back out of the game, which I'm sure they're going to do some kind of X-ray or whatever, MRI on it, whatever, Monday or Tuesday. But it's not good. It's another weapon down for this offense.
Kiddo, I think Knox makes that catch that Dalton couldn't get to that Josh overthrew him.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't disagree with them.
I don't know.
They just don't have that connection right now.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe you're right.
They're just not on the same page. I mean, he's the most targeted guy, and he's catching like 50% of the passes that are thrown his way. Now, some of them are Josh just throwing bad passes to him. Yeah. Some of them are him not, reading it the way Josh is reading it. You know what I mean? And getting to where Josh needs him to be. They're just not connecting. Yeah.
No, I get it.
Stop
They're the best franchise ever with 0 Super Bowls. Yeah.
Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you, Sophia.
Oh, let me hit that for you. And Mikey sometimes is not hearing the horn, but let's see if he hears it this time. Oh, he heard it. All right.
If anybody was with us during the fantasy show, the horn just went on and on and on because I didn't hear it.
Mikey. I like the repeat of song.
Hell's frozen over. Tommy said something good about Cook.
I know, right? Holy crap.
That we got Knox involved today. I mean, Knox is probably going to be involved as long as Kincaid is out. That's the nice thing about having Knox. He's a fantastic insurance option. You know what I mean?
No, he's great. He should be. He's getting paid like top 10 tight end money. He should be here. Top 5. I don't know where he's at now.
We better not have Dorian Williams on Kelsey. Kelsey will eat Dorian Williams alive. Dorian Williams is not a cover guy.
Yeah, no, that's not his specialty.
Cool. You know who I'd like to see play more next week? I'd like to see Bishop in to match up against Kincaid or against Kelsey.
Holy crap, DeMar's slow, by the way. I know I'm being negative all the whole show, but
DeMar also takes bad angles, man.
I get it.
For weeks.
And man, he has like some cementing issues, man. That dude he just doesn't have the speed. I feel good. We got the win. Like listen, I always say I don't care if we win by 1 point as long as you get the dub. Like I'm happy we got the dub. I'm just it's okay that I am a little concerned with this team moving forward with this stretch of games that we have coming up. It's not I see us having a difficult time if we don't get guys back on offense, especially like if Cooper doesn't come back next week against Chiefs and we send the same unit out, against that defense, Mikey. I'm just throwing it out there. That's a tough.
Be prepared. This is going to be what we see until after the bye.
Possibly. I mean, I think Cooper. There is a possibility Cooper could be out there. I'm just
Cooper
throwing
says
that out
he's
there.
having a hard time with the cast that he has on to get his wrists in the place to catch the ball.
Well, then possibly not. And then no Kincaid, guys. That's going to be a like. I'll still pick us because I always do, but man, that's going to be. I'll tell you like this, Mikey. Joe Brady. This is when Joe Brady. This is how Joe Brady makes his money.
By the way, I hate Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. What did he hit? Touchdown.
He's cheap ass stealing Saquon's touchdowns.
But look, I think Joe Brady. This is where he gets. This is where he earns his money.
We have super chat
right next week. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's hit that. All right. Don't worry, Cat in the Hat. I was just bitching for about 20 minutes.
He was too, man. Tommy was like on one.
Yeah. I think I'm all done with that. Go ahead.
Bishop would be a nice matchup. I don't think they're going to do it because McDermott, for whatever reason, has our second round draft pick sitting on the bench to play DeMar Hamlin. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, it's that I don't get it either. And he's Bishop is actually a lot faster than
he's bigger, he's
DeMar.
faster.
Yeah,
I do not understand.
I think it's trust.
We're now 9 weeks in.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
get
it's
over
a
your
McDermott
trust
thing,
issues, motherfucker, and start playing some of these guys.
I do have another bright one it's on defense. The what's his name that we just brung in had a sack.
Q.
Yes, Jefferson. That was awesome to see, especially first game in for the Bills, and he gets a sack. So that was cool. So I'll give it. So mainly, really, it's a lot. I would say the defense really kept the Bills in this game and made it where the offense could find their way, if that's fair to say, Mikey, and score some points there in the second half. You get what I'm saying? Like, they kept the Colts in check for the most part. And that's the real reason why the offense got 23. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. They really, I felt like the defense came to play. There was some where it's like, they got to running the ball pretty good. And then we quieted that running game down in the second half. So they made their adjustments. Yeah, exactly. And then they started to put more pressure on Flacco because they knew that they were starting to pass heavy. So I got to throw the defense for sure gets 2 thumbs up for me today because I thought they did a really, really good job on the road and really helped out the offense because the offense it was tough. It was tough to watch.
But last week it was the opposite. Our defense couldn't stop the Miami.
That is true.
Our offense
absolutely,
picked them up.
And our offense. Yes,
that's the one thing about this year's team, and I think me and you talked about this on Friday. Was our team is very good at picking each other up. Outside of that Baltimore game, where it just like completely was a snowball. If one side of the ball isn't doing it, the other side is picking it up.
I know where you're going with this. It's a Sean McDermott quote: "Complimentary football."
Yeah. And we haven't played that yet. That's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about it today. I'll be worried if our team is playing like this in week 16, 17, 18.
I get it.
I'll have more concerns. In week 10, just get the W's.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how I'll feel more confident going into the playoffs with this team the way it sits because I know that guys are going to be coming back. So that kind of does like. I am a little bit like, okay, I understand that part, and we're probably that's a good time to go into playoffs with healthy guys. But this 4-game stretch is going to tell a lot. Like, it really is, because these are the best we're going to see heading into the playoffs. Like, can we compete with the best? And I count the Chiefs, even though they're a little clunky right now. They're the best team in football record-wise. I don't think they're the best football team. I think the Lions currently are, at least in my eyes, the best overall team right now as we sit. But we got the Chiefs, we got the 49ers, Rams, and Lions. That is a tough stretch. If the Bills could come out of there, what would you be happy with on that 4-game stretch? And where you're like, okay, I can live with that. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. 2-2. I would be happy with 2-2.
I'll be happy with that.
Exactly. But competitive 2-2. I don't want to get fucking crushed, right? You know what I mean? I don't want it to be this Ravens game. But if we could be a competitive 2-2, and those games are, even the ones we lose are, we only lose by 3 or 7, something like that. We're in it. Then I think I'll feel more comfortable going, you know what? Okay, Mikey, we don't even have our guys back yet, right? When these guys are healthy, I'll feel more comfortable going to place. But as we sit right now, it just has me a little concerned is all. On the offensive side of things. Defensively, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah. Working says I will still not believe Edwards wouldn't be a better option than Hamlin. Hamlin is solid. We have been spoiled. Someone on said it. We've been spoiled at safety. However, my issue with Hamlin is his run fits. We get gassed the long ones because he takes the wrong angle and doesn't fill the right gap.
Correct. And he's just not fast enough he's not fast enough to make up for it either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he's out of the wrong gap, like he just gets toasted.
Let's talk about Phillips gets tossed around.
I didn't see that. I didn't even see him on the field. Maybe
I didn't see Jordan Phillips on the field either.
Right. I'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and rewatch that because I didn't really pay attention to him that much. I thought I was watching a lot of Rousseau. I thought Rousseau played really well today.
I did too.
I'll tell you one thing: we get called for ticky-tack holds, but man, our defensive line gets held every fucking play, and they never.
Not only that, there were some non-calls that should have went our way. There was a late hit on Allen
when he slid.
Totally late hit. I thought the out of bounds play was a late hit, though. Petty, you still could have called it because it was
when he flung Allen down.
Yeah, definitely late. If you want to call it the way you want to call it, and I thought punching him in the helmet, that should be a penalty. I don't care if he's going for the ball or not. He hit him multiple times in the fucking head. That should be. I'm sure he'll get fined by the way for that. You can't do that. But the rest, man, I don't get him sometimes.
Yeah, Austin Johnson. Got to shout out the big man interception. The only guy on the Bills that can stop a screen.
Yeah. By the way, Austin Johnson, guys, is tied with interceptions with 2 on our team. Damn.
Karan and a couple other guys.
Yeah. Yep. I think we got another super chat. You want to hit that or did I miss that?
Nope. We got another one.
Okay. Let's go ahead and hit that up so I can hit that train horn. All right. Thank you so much, Sophia.
Bills 8-2, first time since the last time we went to the Super Bowl.
Oh wow! See, I didn't even know that. Very good. So this is probably our what? This would be our best start in a while. Then I guess since the last time we Super Bowl.
Did I say 9
okay?
Weeks? What was I talking about? Where I said 10 weeks, 9 weeks?
I don't know. So listen, guys. Sometimes we're just out of it. I make Mikey lose.
Tommy's going on a diatribe, but I'm reading your comments on the side, trying to listen to him and figure out what we're gonna go next. So, it happens.
Yep.
Woohoo! Keep me on point though. If I say something wrong, call me on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't call me out. Don't call me out. Though.
No, you hurt Tommy's feelings when you call him on.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's awesome. Douglas looked bad. Listen, our outside corners were given way too much cushion today.
Story of the Bills.
Way too much cushion today.
Yeah. Story of the Bills.
Why they didn't stay underneath? They were trying to go, middle deep all day.
Yeah.
And they had the underneath all day. That's the thing about, the Bengals and the Chiefs and those, they'll live at the 5-yard mark. And if we're going to give them that all day long, that's going to be a problem.
I am shocked that more teams do not do dink and dunk offense more against us. Like, I am shocked. Like, if I'm a coordinator off OC, I know it's boring football. Maybe you're not going to, make your fans excited, whatever. But I am playing that short ball game all game long. I'm taking exactly what the Bills are going to give me. Okay, you want to give us 5-yard? You want to give us 6-yard? Okay, no problem. I'm doing it every time. I can't believe teams go away from it. I can't believe it. Oh, another super chat. Oh, here we go.
Another super chat.
Thank you, Tim.
Hey, boys. Glad we won, but we got to play a lot cleaner from here on out. That's also why the F can't we execute a screen. They teach screens in Pee Wee football. Listen, I think
we're the worst.
Honestly, I really think it's a Josh issue.
I think so, too. He doesn't put the ball in the right spot, bro. Or,
no, I think he just rushes them.
That's what I mean. Or he can rush them, doesn't put them in the right spot too. Sometimes they're low, high, behind the running back. Like
like the one today,
he has a rough time.
Because one, the guys that were getting free runners all day long, anyways.
Yeah.
Josh turned around, the dude's in his face. He quickly, got it out.
Right. Yeah.
I
would say his wide receiver screen passes have gotten better.
Yes, but the running back screens, I really think it's just a Josh thing. I really do.
It may be.
And our offensive line don't know how to hold them up and then go.
Right.
They just let them run.
Block. Right. Yeah. Right. There's like 4 guys right there with the ball. Like they don't hold their blocks.
Yeah.
Which is
like at
all.
They don't ever check them. They just let them run by, and then Josh turns around and the guy's in his face and he just throws it.
But yet they block for a wide receiver screen.
Yeah.
Like the Shakir one today. There was great blocking.
Yeah.
I'm like, there you go. Why can't you do that for James Cook? What's going on here? I just don't. No, honestly, at this point, for real, and I'm not being like even sarcastic.
Stop running them.
Just don't even take it out of the
playbook.
It's a waste of a play. It doesn't work. We don't do it well.
That stupid quarterback draw.
Oh, dude, the fucking shotgun. No, it's a shotgun draw. Like, come on, man. Stop doing that. I keep saying it. You know when he does that best? When it's not scripted. When Josh sees it and goes, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's called like a play call, it's terrible. Never works.
Oh, Spin, this is a great take on the screens. Part of the issue is the way the D-line rushes Josh. It's always contained. They don't just come flying up field, which
be a good point.
That is a fantastic take on that because I didn't look at it that way. You're right.
Yeah.
Because it's the same way like the reason why usually against Baltimore can't run screens against us is because we play contain on Lamar.
Yeah, that may be a good point.
That's I mean, I still think it's a Josh execution issue. For whatever reason, it doesn't fall in his game.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Scott is excited. He's saving his paycheck. This show. Oh God, Scott and that freaking horn yesterday.
Oh, dude. Well, man, he was going crazy.
He kept on here. Let's hear the horn again.
Yeah, gotta hear it. So let's get to some of the stats, all right, Mikey. Okay. Get to the game. Get to some of the pauses that you guys want to hear.
Josh was 20.
You want to blow that? You want to put that up a little bit more? Let me put that up.
It's fine.
You sure? Okay. How about that? Is that good?
Josh is 22 of 37 for 280. No passing touchdowns today. 2 picks.
No. Ruined my parlay, by the way. Thanks, Josh.
2 picks that were not on the receivers that were actually on Josh. The first 2 picks that were actually on Josh.
They were.
The first one was the first. The second one was just a really nice play. The first one was just
exactly.
I don't know if the receiver and him just weren't on the same page, but it was just a horrible throw.
No, it was a bad throw. It was just a bad throw.
Flacco was 26 of 35, 272, 2 TDs, 3 interceptions, and
he had a
fumble.
They were booing him, which was how do you feel about that? Because it's like Flacco for me is like I didn't see that. I understand the fans want to see their young quarterback. I get that, right? You want to see what you got, but at the same time, you should be booing Richardson, who basically gave up on your team by checking himself out of a game. Like, don't boo this guy.
I think they know they're limited with what Flacco can do.
No, I get that, but you can't boo a guy that's in there because your guy.
That first interception was just
it was terrible.
Huge decision.
It was a bad throw. Yeah, it was terrible decision.
And so was his last one.
It was over.
Okay.
Right. It happens. Yeah. Right place, right time for Austin Johnson. We played it well.
Yeah.
But you're right.
The first one and the third one were just, you can't do that.
Yeah. The one was way under and over. Yeah. Big time, man.
Josh not running kind of changes. Josh ran today. He had 8 carries for 50 yards.
No, Josh did fine.
Second half, Josh just said, fuck it, put on the cape and went out and ran.
Yeah, you can't ask better for that. At 50 yards from your quarter, that's fine. Like, I'm good. I don't want him running like crazy. Like, I'm cool with 50 yards every time.
I hate you, Scott.
Oh, Scott's going to do it again. All right, here we go. Scott.
Sophia, you are not wrong here. We're 8-2 and have won most of these games playing. I wouldn't say awful football. I would say chaotic football. We move things in spurts.
You talking about offense?
Just in general.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
It's we string, spurts together. Our defense is awesome creating toxic turnovers. Yes. That's what saved us this year, is our ability to create turnovers this year.
The turnover ratio is big time.
And our out-of-sync offense has just been good enough because of Josh. You're not wrong there either. It's a fantastic take. I don't know if I'd call it awful football. Anytime you are able to average 30 points a game, I'm not sure it's awful.
Yeah, I don't think it's awful either. But you know what's funny though? Like, we talk about this now, right? Mm-hmm. And then then every fan last year, I remember, I forget what was it last year, complaining about Dorsey. And weren't we averaging like a lot of points at that time as well?
No, we actually averaged more. We averaged high EPA. We didn't average high points.
I thought we did in the season before, because remember a lot of people,
we were,
and people were, and people weren't happy with the. I'm just saying, so there's always people always throw some kind of negative. But look, man, the offense this year so far,
it's a new offense.
We're averaging. Exactly. It's a new offense with a lot of new pieces that aren't ideally playmakers, like suited or exactly. So. Or guys that we thought could maybe do more, and they aren't. They're underproducing. So I would say it's clunky at times because of that as well. The personnel is not really showing up. I think they thought Kincaid would do a little bit more, and maybe that's more on Brady, not getting him better routes. I don't know. But I think they expected more from Kincaid this year, and he didn't really, or hasn't
taken that next step.
But I think that they thought that he would.
Mm-hmm.
Shakir, I think, is exactly where I thought he'd be. I'll be honest with you.
He's taking that next step. He's taking that step.
Absolutely. Like, Shakir's the one guy I was right. Like, that me and Mikey could go, hey, you know what? Going into the season, I think we think Shakir's going to be that guy as far as the receiver goes. But everybody else really honestly that's the problem. Everyone else has kind of underperformed on offense, somewhat receiving wise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, because week after week, it's like, I get it. Everybody eats, but it's at the same time, and you need guys stepping up. And I got to say too, without Cooper on the field, you see a big difference. Defenses play us differently. All right. When Cooper's out there. So I can't wait for him to get back, and I hope he gets back for the KC game, Mikey. You're probably saying no, it might be the case.
I think we're going to see him against San Francisco. I think they're going to give him 2 more weeks, give him the off week.
And you know what?
And
I'm okay.
Coleman and Cooper coming back. Probably at the same time.
I'm okay with that because if we have a winning record, which we do,
we're going to win our division.
You can afford to let them rest a couple more games, even if it means an L, and get them back in time healthy for a playoff push. I'm with that. I'm okay with that as well.
Yeah. I need them to come back healthy. I don't need them to come out and try to play through it and re-aggravate something and then push them out even farther.
Exactly.
Just get healthy and get back.
Right.
Is Knox playing better than Kincaid? If so, that's a problem, I think. I don't know. They're 2 different type of players. I don't know if you can say one's playing better than the other. Kincaid is a better receiver. Knox is a better all-around tight end.
I don't think that's true though.
I don't think Knox is playing better than Kincaid.
No,
I think that people think Kincaid's playing poorly because the amount of targets he's getting, and him and Josh just aren't on the same page.
Correct. Yeah, but
I don't think he's playing poorly.
Ain't outplaying him. Yeah, and Knox definitely isn't outplaying him. Look at the stats. The stats will tell you that.
I mean,
but Mikey's right.
I don't just look at stats. I look at the eyeball.
No, I get it, but I look at. I get that. But they're, like you said, to your point, they're 2 different. Mm-hmm. The way they play, the way they're designed to be, like the way the offense is made around them. Knox is more of a blocker. Kincaid's more of the pass catcher. So I get that.
Man, Cat, I'm sorry. Says, man, I think they're looking forward to the bye. We have a lot of injuries, and what's up with all these wrist injuries? The funny thing is, I broke my right wrist earlier today. I'm not sure I'm laughing at you breaking your right wrist. I feel bad for you.
Are you? Man, first of all, don't leave us just with that. How the hell did you break your wrist? Do we want to know? What were you doing?
He was watching the Bills game and he punched the wall.
Right. Yeah. Were you, or did you really? God
Kincaid,
damn.
Kincaid better attend the Titan University. He attends every offseason.
He does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Him and Travis Kelce are like super close. Him,
Yeah.
Kittle, and Kelce.
Yep.
He talks about it all the time. And Josh goes out to Titan U every offseason and throws to them. Josh attends the Titan University every year too. Because he's friends with Kittle and Kelce and Olsen and those guys.
Yep.
You know. Sorry, we were going through the stats and we stopped. We started getting into the chat stuff. You know, not next week. Okay. Kincaid is averaging about 30 yards a game. I think fans expect more than that. They did. They expected him to be the alpha. We thought they would run the offense through him. He's not ready for that yet.
Yeah. I think he has the most targets or receptions, if I'm not mistaken.
His most targets.
Yeah, but I had a weird feeling it was going to be Shakir that was going to lead this team like in yards at the end of the year. And it's probably going to be that way. But Kincaid is definitely underperforming how we thought he would be. But I go back to, is Joe Brady actually using him the right way? Is he scheming him up the right way? Is the routes he's having him run, are they, you know, I think I kind of got to put it on Brady a little bit too. You know what I mean? I think it's a mixture of Brady and Kincaid. Maybe it's not also, you know, Kincaid not really executing as well at times, and Brady also not dialing it up for him either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that. Andrew comes in and says, "What's going on with Deion Dawkins and all these penalties? It's not just Dawkins; it's our two tackles, our two most expensive linemen."
Yeah, but Dawkins, I get that, but Dawkins needs to.
Yeah.
Bro, come on, man. Like, dude,
and they're just boneheaded ones.
Yeah, and you say you're the best tackle, like, and I get it. Like, if you are really good, but if you're claiming to be that, the best don't do that shit. Like, the best don't make those bad decisions, like getting penalties. Like, you gotta clean that up, man. It really hurts the team, man. It really sets the team back on drive. So.
Shakir's such a yak monster. He's the one I want to see us sign next.
Absolutely. You have to bring him back because I think he's only going to get better. I don't even think he's reached his ceiling yet.
I don't either. And I think him and Joe Brady will continue to grow together. Him, Josh, and Joe. You know, with Coleman, I thought Coleman was starting to take those next steps before he got hurt.
I did too.
So I'll be interested to see what he looks like when he comes back. I'll also be excited to actually see Amari on the field. We saw him once, really. And then he got hurt in the Seattle game, and we didn't see him much.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice to get him on the field and see what he looks like.
I will say this, though. After the season ends, no matter what happens, if Cooper doesn't come back, we really have to figure out the receiver room.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go back.
We got to stop doing the one-year deals. We got to stop doing all these one-year deals.
That's what I'm saying. You can't keep playing this game every offseason where we're bringing in one-year guys thinking
four new receivers every year, and Josh has to quickly get on the same page with them.
Dude, we've been playing it like it's like we've done this before multiple times. It doesn't work. Like, you can see it doesn't work. So we got to fix that in the offseason when that time comes. That's all.
You know, can't figure out our offense. How can the Bills go 0 yards in the red zone? Not a fan of Joe Brady. It's not just Joe Brady. It's lack of execution. Today was bad execution. Me and Tommy were talking about this back and forth during the game. We were texting, and although I didn't like some of the scheme and the play calls, some of them were just execution issues, like altogether.
I think it's
you got to put on those guys up front, man. They were getting their ass kicked all day. And listen, with Buckner back in the lineup, that's a different team.
Absolutely,
Buckner's out.
He's a playmaker.
Like he makes that whole defense go.
Yeah, he's a playmaker for sure. I think it was both. I think it was execution and Joe Brady. Yeah, like I said, the shotgun draw, unnecessary. What are you doing there? It's a waste of a down. The fourth down, I didn't like that call, or the third down. I mean, I didn't like that call in the red zone either. We winded up going for a field goal there. Like, some of the play calling is clunky. Like I said, I just don't like. But Mikey's right. You got to also execute. Brady can definitely do a better job. He definitely could do a better job, in my opinion. And like I said, I was saying my point earlier, Mikey. Brady these next 4 weeks, especially next week, if we're not going to have Cooper and Coleman out, boy, he better call his fucking best game he's called, because he's going against a very sound defense and he doesn't have a lot of options at receiver, right? So you better call a fucking phenomenal game. You know what I mean? And then it's up to the players to execute. But
Spin, doesn't Shakir still have another year? Yes, he has one more year.
Yeah.
Yep. He's back next year. But this is usually in the offseason, going into your final years, when Bean gives those guys who've earned it. And I think Shakir is one of those guys who's earned it.
Sure. I have no problem with
Groot. I think Groot's going to get an extension this offseason too, going into his 5th year.
I think so too.
I think he's earned it this year.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, I'm all for that. I was for
I think
Matt Milano.
Benford's going to get one.
It's unfortunate for Matt Milano. He can't stay healthy.
Yeah. I think Benford, Groot, and Shakir are going to be the guys who get the extensions this offseason.
Benford for sure will, because he's one of the better corners in the league. Yeah, I mean, for sure, Benford. And Bernard, when his time's up, his contract coming up, I think he's another guy they're going to want to bring back as well, if he can stay healthy, of course.
Right. And
that's the only part that worries. That becomes the issue. That's the only concerning part, I would say, on some of these contracts, is you got to play that into consideration with the contracts, because then we're going to be sitting back here going, Trey White, Matt Milano, here we go again. So got to be careful with some of these guys.
I'll be interested to see what happens with Milano this offseason.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know what? Get him back. We'll see this
when he exactly. I think when he comes back, if he does, which it sounds like he is, let's see what we get out of him, and maybe that will tell us a little bit more in the offseason what they're going to do.
Yeah. Agree that's a 1 year. Shit's got to stop. Scary Terry from Washington, dude's an animal. Yes, Scary Terry is an animal. Yeah, we do give up garbage touchdowns, because McDermott's weird timeouts down the stretch made zero fucking sense to me.
Always, dude.
Like, he was like calling timeout so they could score touchdown. Like, okay,
we had a touchdown. Yeah, we had one, and he called a touchdown. Thank God we got a touchdown out of it still. But I mean, like, what are you doing? And then he calls a timeout there just to let them help them out, really? I mean, like, I don't know. He does that stuff. That's the stuff that I don't get. But he does it a lot, guys. It's not new. Like, that doesn't shock me. That
Arizona's running 14-3 on the Jets, by the way.
I had Arizona winning that game. I also had the Bears beating the Patriots, and Patriots smoked them.
Yeah, and Andrew, I'm with you on this one. With the win today, going to 8-2, I don't see us rushing Coleman or Cooper back.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm with you guys on that. I'm definitely. Yeah, it doesn't. You have a commanding lead
from a fan's perspective. I want them back because I want to beat the Chiefs. Right. You know what I mean? And the only way we're going to get the 1 seed is if we beat the Chiefs. But I don't think the Bills are looking at the 1 seed as much as they're looking at getting these guys healthy for the stretch run.
Correct. And you don't always have to have the 1 seed to.
We've never had the 1
to
seed.
make it far. No, I'm just saying in general. You don't always have. There's teams that go to Super Bowl without.
Chiefs had the 3 seed last year and won it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to have it. So look at the Ravens. They won it and they fucking bounced out right away. So I mean, like, that doesn't mean that much. I mean, honestly, it's one less game. That's great, but at the end of the day, if you're going in hot, even a wild card game, I'm cool with it. If your team's healthy and you guys are winning and we're winning games, I don't care, man. If you don't get the 1 seed, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Spin comes in and says wide receivers were running the same routes today. Yeah, me and Tommy were texting about that.
I forgot about that.
Spacing, man. Like, what are you doing?
That? Oh, it was Matt Collins, Shakir the first time, and I forget who the other one was. Was it Kincaid or Knox? Or was somebody else?
I think it was Shavers and somebody. Were like,
you're right. Shavers and Knox, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Like 2 people.
Or no, Samuel. Maybe it was Samuel.
Yeah,
Shavers and Samuel.
Samuel were like, what are you guys doing? You're running the same route.
Yeah, it's wild. Like it's you can't do that, and that's execution right there. You got to know.
I wasn't close on my 99-0 anyways.
Yeah.
I think Cooper plays next week. If he can figure out his wrist, I'm okay with Cooper coming back and playing. I just want him to be 100% when he be closer to 100% when he comes back. You know, if that means he has to sit out next week, you know, that's fine. Group, 4.5 sacks through 10 games. How much are you willing to pay for that?
Damn. Well, if he was 41.5, I would pay the shit out of him.
You know, you can't just look at sacks as the end all be all. By the way, he had another sack today, so he has 5.5.
Correct.
But it's his impact on the game that you're paying for. Exactly. If you're just going to be a stat monster and just look at that, then no, he's not worth anything.
Right. His run defense is sound to really, really good.
He's also one of the top. I think he's like number 6 in pressures. With Bosa and Watt and Garrett. He's up with those guys in the pressure rate. He just doesn't get the sacks. And
he's still very young. You also got to throw that. He's healthy, Roy, for the most part. Like, the dude doesn't really get hurt often. So there's a lot to consider there when you're going to go pay him. Now, I will say this, though, at the same time, depending on what he wants. Right? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, what his agent thinks he's worth. Because I'm sure Bean has a price.
20+ million that these.
Right. But will a team throw that at? You never know. Teams are weird.
I mean, we didn't know they were going to give Tremaine $18.5 million.
Exactly my point. So there's teams that will be willing to go, hey, he'll fit in my scheme. I can make him a 10-cent sack guy. Let's pay him blah, 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 you know, let's pay him 20, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Spen's not wrong here either. 10 sacks on this defense is equivalent to having 16 for other teams because our defense doesn't do nothing to help our front four. It's a few stunts and things like that, but it's a rush four only. Like, there's no real scheme behind what we're doing up there.
I hate it. I hate it.
It's so conservative.
No, he had 4.5, Roy. You're looking because they don't update. He had a sack today.
Yeah,
in the game, which will make it 5.5. Yeah,
he had a sack fumble today.
Correct. So he has 5.5.
By the way, we had 4 sacks today.
Ooh, yeah. Well, a lot of them came late, which is I'm fine.
Brousseau, Johnson, Epinesa, and Q.
Yeah,
all had sacks today.
Yep. You want to go through the rest of the stats, by the way? I can go.
Okay. So rushing, James Cook was 19 for 80 with a touchdown. I thought he ran really hard today. Jonathan Taylor was 21 for 114, and he had almost 100 out in the first half.
He had 107, I believe, in the first half.
So he had 7.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
We shut down the run game in the second half. We got a lead, and then they tried to run early, and we shut it down, and then after that, they had to throw.
Because he had that big run of like 60 yards.
58.
Whatever. Yep. Close to, And then I'm pretty sure he had 100 at halftime or 107. I could be wrong.
I know he's right around hovering around 100 at halftime.
Yeah. So either way, that's very good second half defense.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
There's the rest.
Josh Allen was 8 for 50 and a touchdown. As long was 21. Ashton Doolin was 1 for 7. I don't know who
sorry, Ash Trubisky -1.
I know. Ray Davis, 3 carries.
Just joking.
That I didn't
that's
like.
That's not yeah, I don't like it either. Why aren't you using him in the red zone more too? Like that's another thing. If you're trying to like kill the clock late in games, right? You're in a 5-minute. Why aren't you running him more, especially down there in the red zone? Like, I don't understand that because he run. Not only that, he has fresh legs. I don't know. I don't get some of the decisions they make, but it is what it is. I thought Cook maybe they just wanted to go with the hot hand, and I always said if the hot hand is Cook, fine. If the hot hand is Ray Davis, okay, I guess go with him. So maybe that's what they're thinking wants to
knock KC back into reality. I'd love to see it. You know, I don't disagree with Andrew. If we're going to be without Cooper and Coleman again next week, and possibly Kincaid, we need to be a ground and pound offense. But here's the thing, guys. That's the number 1 ranked defense in football.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant about not like this 4-game stretch is
going to have to play, be willing to take that underneath and not try to force shit. Like,
and honestly,
Josh was forcing stuff today.
And I think he's going to have to play a little bit of Superman ball, in that game.
And he may have to. Yeah, I bet you we see Josh run a little bit more. You know what we didn't throw to, because we go back to the stats here.
Yeah.
As we leave the so go down to
receive.
Ty Johnson, 3 for 32. Nothing to Davis, nothing to Cook. He had 1 for 5. We didn't throw to our backs at all.
Yeah, no wheel routes for Cook, which he runs well.
Yeah.
Nothing for Davis.
Nothing short, quick, get it out of his hands.
No.
Like everything they're going in the middle. Because Mac was 4 for 86 on 4 targets. Yep. Shakir was 6 for 58 on 9 targets.
What? I said pregame, Mikey. Sorry, I'm laughing. That Mac Hollins would be one of the top receiver up there with Shakir, and I was fucking right. Go ahead.
So I want to hear Roy. Are you disappointed in Rousseau this year?
I think he looks at it like he's looking at the top edge rushers out there.
He's never going to be. He's never going to be the Groot or the Watts or the Garrett.
No, that's not him.
His all around game though. He's going to be. He's a game wrecker.
So how many more games we got? Just curious. How many more games are left in the season right now? So there's 7 more games, right? So 8 and 2.
Yeah.
So at this pace, he probably ends with what? 8.5, 9?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. That's
and then you have to remember he still has New England twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could possibly even get 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 plus.
Yeah. So that's not terrible at the end of the day. Could he
not
listen?
16.
Do I want the Von Miller of Bronco days? Sacks from Rousseau? Of course. That's not his game. That's not his game.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, low profile. The first 2 that he's punching at the ball. The one where he punched him in the head should have been a flag.
Clearly, he knew what he was doing. Clearly knew what he was doing. I think he'll get fined for sure.
He'll get fined for it, but the refs missed a lot of just blatant calls today.
By the way, I don't know if you saw the fines
across the board.
I don't know if you saw the fines from last week.
Yeah,
but they winded up getting Moser with
almost 20 grand.
And we got a fine for what, like something so stupid like talking shit penalty.
No, they rescinded Joe Andreessen's fine.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got they called it leading with the crown of his helmet, but he didn't.
No, there was a taunting fine we got too.
Oh, really?
Somebody was taunting. It was like it was like $12,000. I forget who it was. I think maybe a rap. If anybody knows in the chat, but yeah, it was crazy. Like
JT had 107 at halftime. He ended with 114.
See, I was right. I told you that's a great second half.
I was telling Tommy we were up 20-13 at halftime. I'm like, and this is where we make our adjustments.
This is where and the Bills. So there's a good thing. There's a positive thing. The Bills have been so much better at second half adjustments than they have been throughout this year. And this game, the second half adjustments were very good
again
for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, so I'll give them that this year. But at the same time, Mikey, I hate it. In a sense where we shouldn't be so clunky and, offense shouldn't be struggling so much where we have to like just rebound so big in the second half to make, to pull out a win. You know what I mean? If we would just come out and play all 4 quarters, right, with the same mentality we do in the second half, we would be really, really, I would be going, man, you know what? It's a dangerous team, even with
maybe that's what we're going to look like at the end of the season.
It's very possible. It is. It's very possible. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Andrew, I agree with you. We need Davis with more carries. We have 2 great backs. Let's feature them. That's why I started with this whole thing saying I didn't understand our game plan today. With being down the receivers that we were, I thought for sure we would run the ball more, and we just didn't.
And you know what too? Now, mind you, Kincaid went out with the injury. But the Colts are like 31st in the league, which is almost last against tight ends. You know what I hate though? The one thing I do, and it's not just Joe Brady. It's the team in general since McDermott. When we go against teams that struggle against the run or struggle against the pass, we do the opposite. Like it always seems like we go against the grain. Like I don't get it. Oh, they're bad against tight ends. Let's not throw to Kincaid and right? Like, you know what I mean? Let's not get them involved then. Like that's the one thing I never will get. You know what I mean? Like we don't play to their weaknesses. We never do. I just don't understand it. Bad run defense, let's pass it a gazillion times. Like, we got to be better in that. And that's preparation up to the week, right? That's like game planning. I don't understand why we do that. Do you have an answer for that? Like, why do you think like when we go against an opponent, they must know that, right? Like McDermott and staff have to know, hey, the Colts are bad against this is what they struggle. Why don't we ever attack their team's weaknesses?
We normally do. It was why today was so weird. But they were also bad against tight ends without Buckner involved. If you went and looked at how Buckner was inside there, they're actually one of the better defenses in the league. He's just been gone, and he returned today. So,
I'll give you that.
Looking at what the defenses were there. So, I mean, you got to take that with a grain of salt. Roy comes and says, no, I'm saying, in my opinion, the group has not lived up to his draft status as far as sacks. I think he has. He's a late first-round pick. He has absolutely lived up to his draft status.
Yeah. So here's the deal, Roy.
Because look at who else he's going up against. Joe Tryon-Shinka, Karoftis. He's with all those guys.
Yeah, and not only that, like, if we're going to be real here, he was a late first-round pick. I mean, tail end of the draft. Borderline second round. 28. That's one. Two, he was always known as to be a raw type of prospect coming out of the draft. He only played one season for the Hurricanes where he transferred, where he was a basketball player who went into the league as a receiver, and they put him at edge. He had the 15 and a half sacks, I believe he had.
Safety and wide receiver in high school.
Safety, exactly. Safety, wide receiver. And he only played one season. They knew this, and they took him, they drafted him because they saw his potential. So he was always a guy that was going to need a little bit of work. I think he's proven every year that he's gotten better. Like, he's taken a step every single season. I'm cool with the draft pick. He's not a top 10 draft pick where we're going. Now, like, you could say the same for Ed Oliver. And if you say the same for Ed Oliver, I might even go with you on that one because he's a top 10 pick. Yeah. I might even say, yeah, you know what? Top 10 pick. He probably could do a little better being a top 10 pick.
More of a game wrecker.
Exactly.
Jeffrey Simmons, Dexter Lawrence.
Right. Like, if you
Christian Wilkins,
exactly,
the guys that
could go with that
right around.
Right. Like, I'm cool with that argument. You know what I mean? But a guy late in the first round who was a project player to begin with, you kind of gotta go. You gotta kind of see where is that?
Well,
exactly. Peers. Yep.
That got drafted around him. That's Joe Tryon-Shinka. That's Owo with the Ravens. That's Karoftis. Like, all those guys were right around. Look at guys who were drafted late. There's the kid with the Jets that got hurt this year. He was one. They're all right around where he's at, except he's a better run defender than all of them. Yep.
So I don't put it this way too. I always evaluate players by how they do year after year. If they've taken a step forward, and what kind of step forward. I always thought AJ Epinesa up until last year took baby steps forward, right? His progression was okay. But last year he earned his contract. He finally took a big step forward, and that's why he landed a deal. Right? So I look at Groot the same way. I think Groot has taken steps forward. I don't think baby steps, but I think he's taken a step forward each year. But I will say this. I don't think I don't think he has yet taken a major step forward.
Oh,
right.
I disagree. I think this year he has.
Well, the year's not over. But the year's not over, and I could change my mind. The year's not done. If he gets to that close to that 10 range, Mikey, I would say yes. You know what I'm saying? That's a big step forward for him on the sack.
I'm not ranking his steps based off of sacks.
No, I get it, but I gotta throw that in there as far as what I'm looking at as a total well-rounded as far as what he's providing on the field. I think rush defense is right up there with some of the best edges, in my opinion. I think he's really good. I think pass rushing pressure rate is one of the best, right? Top 5, I believe, or close to it. But I would like to see him get home more. That's the only thing. And if he can do that this season, get close to that 10, which I always said I want to see him get to 10, then I would say he take a major step forward. That's a big, big step forward in his career to get 10 sacks. It would be.
If that's what you need to see, that's fine. It's okay.
Well, for a major step forward, yeah.
I don't just look there. I look at the advanced stats, his pressure rates.
Okay.
Like I've already seen, like when you're in the same range as Bosa and Garrett and Watt and Crosby,
But tell
those
me,
guys, I
but
think you have taken that step because he wasn't
but
there
te-
last year.
but tell me this: if he hits 10, let's say, or 10 and a half, whatever, at the end of the season, you will say, "Damn, he got 10 and a half sacks. That really was an impressive year." I'm just saying, you'll still say he had a good year, but if he hits 10 and a half or 10 and a half,
he hits 10 and a half and has those
that's what I'm saying.
metrics,
yeah, you're going to say that was a major. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going with this.
It's not just a
if
big
he hits
step,
that,
that's a major step.
That's what I said. A major step forward. Like that is a fucking contract well worth. You know what I mean? Like he's really earned that big contract. That's where I'm going with.
Have a good one, Kat. Thanks for riding with us.
Appreciate
you.
you.
And going back to where was it?
You want me to put these stats down?
Yeah, you can put the stats down.
Okay.
Spence talks about it. Our defense takes away the deep and forces them in the patch, which causes the quick passes and screens.
They do it. Yeah,
doesn't help with sacks. That's the type of defense that we play. We play the shell.
Correct.
Which that's why if you get 10, it's like getting 14, 15 on another team. It's because of how we play our defense. So,
and that's another reason why I say if you got 10, that would be a major step forward. I mean, a huge step forward.
Yeah. Never apologize, Roy. You be you, brother. It's a safe place for you here.
Exactly.
You know, you be you. Williams is making up for group here lately, Roy. We'll be great AFC East champs. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's gonna be fun. You know, like but you need to fan the way you need to fan. It's okay.
Yep.
My opinion is not swayed. Nice try though, guys. And that's fine. You fan the way you need to fan. I just disagree with how you do it. And it's okay that we can agree to disagree.
Me and Mikey disagree all the time. So.
Yep, and we agree that it's okay to disagree.
Right.
You know, that's the best part about having fans. And
exactly.
You can do things different than how somebody else does.
And you know what too? And sometimes it does feel great when you're finally feel like you're right about something. You know what I mean? Not like because you might change your opinion on him and you might stick with it. But or you might say, hey guys, I told you. So I get that back and forth banter. Like it's okay. It's fun. It's all in good fun. But I see it different. Mikey sees it different than you, and that's okay. That's what makes it fun.
And just what's going on with Lewis Seen, promising safety. I heard they're using him with Heisberg. He's actually, yes, he's his main role is linebacker, but he has some safety in him that they're working on.
Doesn't surprise me.
I don't think you're going to see much of him this year, but I do see that him being part of this defense next year. I think they like his athletic ability and he wasn't a great cover guy. That's the thing with Seen. He was always a really good in the box safety.
Yeah.
So they're trying to do what they did with Milano, to where he'll be a really good cover linebacker, not a great cover safety.
Yeah, which we need.
Small linebacker. Surprise.
right. Yay.
Super Bowl champions finally. Listen, we have a good a chance as anybody does this year.
Absolutely.
Yep, that's why we have a lot of pass rushes without sacks, and we have a lot of pressures. If you go look at our advanced stats, we have crazy amounts of pressures.
But you know what though? What I want to see more of, and we actually did it today, sending like a corner blitz, sending a safety, like here and there. I'm not saying do it a lot, but you saw Tehran, I believe, came around on a play and got. I believe he got a sack, didn't he? Didn't Tehran get a sack today or no?
Yep.
Okay. We can I like when McDermott dials those up. He doesn't do it often. But when he does, I honestly feel like we do get home. I just feel like he needs to do that a little bit more, and especially going against guys like Flacco who are strictly pocket passers. They're not going to get out of the pocket. They're going to hold the ball a little bit longer. You can get the Flacco, and we saw that when we started dialing it up a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah, I know. Positive. And Spen agrees to disagree on everything, and that's fine. And we're going to go through a lot of the stuff that we have left on the good, bad, and ugly tomorrow night, because we do have good, bad, and ugly, which is fantastic. It's a true good, bad, and ugly week.
That we do.
By the way, 21-6 now, Arizona.
I know. So if you guys want to know the scores right now, real quick before we get out of here, Chargers up 13-7 over the Titans. They're probably going to win that game. Eagles up 7-3. Close game against the Cowboys. 2 minutes left before halftime. Cardinals are up 21-6. By the way, I did pick the Cardinals to win. 5 minutes to go in the second before the halftime. And that's it. And Lions and Texans tonight at 8:20. And then Monday Night Football is the Dolphins, who I picked the Rams to beat the Dolphins. I don't know about you. Who do you got? Rams, Dolphins?
I think it's going to be the Rams.
Yeah, me too.
I do.
Yep.
You know, and I want the Rams to win because the faster we clinched, the better it is for us. So we can start making sure guys are rested and ready to go.
It's a lot less pressure when you know you sealed the deal.
I mean, I think we've already have the division under wraps.
I think they said 3. I read somewhere, and I could be wrong, before this game that we needed to win 3 more, and it would have been they would have.
We need a combined of 3 wins.
Yeah, so that combined.
Yeah, so with us winning today, if the Jets and the Dolphins lose,
right,
that's 2 wins.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a way we can clinch in week 11.
Right, that's what I mean. So
yeah,
we could get this thing over with quick. It's a lot. I'm not saying the Bills should take it easy right after, but it is less pressure knowing that you already locked that position up. And you can honestly, if they really wanted to, and I don't want to say this, but if you want to play it real safe, you start putting resting guys that are.
I don't think. I can see us doing that down the stretch.
No, I'm not saying now. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe a couple games.
The league allows us to play it safe with the Amaris and the Colemans, and
that's what I mean. Yes, where you don't need to rush them back at 70%. Is all I'm saying. Like take your time with them.
The Smoots who's hurt coming off IR and those type of guys, Carter and those folks. So
exactly.
Okay. All right, Tommy, we've been on here for an hour and 20.
It was fun, man. I had a good time. I'm
glad you came around and I got some positive out of you because you started. I'm like, we didn't lose. What is going on with Tommy today?
I just was
not feeling it.
I just wasn't feeling the game today. Listen, I'm happy with the win. Once again, I love my team. But I'm just not. It was one of those games, man. It was not an ugly game, but it was a game we won. Like, that's all I could say, really. There wasn't really anything that stuck out to me. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's fair because it really was one of those games where we played, we won, great. Right? Like, there wasn't anything that just was that I could come on here and be like truly going excited for, you know?
We're gonna call this week's show bad,
badder, and ugly. There was a lot. Let me tell you, there was a lot more ugly and bad than good. I promise you. When we go and look back,
I'm gonna find a way to make the good outshine the bad and the ugly, just to show me he's wrong.
Oh man! But anyways, man,
bigger issues in McD game management. Touche, Spen. Touche on that one.
Yeah.
Back out for the season, going for a second opinion on the ACL. So, I thought it was his hamstring. I didn't know it was the ACL issue.
I thought his hamstring went off his bone or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to the freezer tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Come tomorrow night.
Yeah. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday football. Me and Mikey will. Sorry that I wasn't.
Monday. Enjoy Victory Monday.
I did give you a woo in the beginning of the.
You did. You did. And then you went straight into what's wrong with the Bills.
God damn this fucking. All right, guys. So we're out here, man. Bills Mafia, we love you. And as always, go Bills.
Go Peace.